from the home of the Big Blue Nation. This is BBN Gameday, presented by Central Bank.
Welcome to BBN Gameday. I'm Mary Jo Perino.
And I'm Christy Thomas. On today's episode, we'll get you ready for the matchup with Georgia.
We'll do that with help from UK quarterbacks coach Darren Hinshaw and former UK running back Derek Locke.
That's cool. I'm really looking forward to that.
He's doing great. All right, Kentucky football has one more game before being able to take a little break for the 2020 season midway through. Now, a win against the Bulldogs today would bring Mark Stoops' overall winning percentage at Kentucky to 500. He'd be 47-47. The Cats could also snap what remains their longest SEC losing streak, which is to Georgia. That stands at 10 now. But if Kentucky does lose today, Christy, their chances of finishing with a 500 record or better seem to get slimmer and slimmer. But listen, coming off that really blah performance against Missouri, they have to go against one of the best teams in the country and one of the best defenses in the nation.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier, right? Because after Georgia, there's Alabama. I mean, this is a gauntlet of a schedule, and they really did lay an egg at Missouri. And when you look at a stat sheet like that for that particular game, you think, how in the world was the score not 0 to 100? Yeah. I mean, quite honestly. So there are some real fundamental issues with Kentucky's offense at this point. We've got to see what's going on there. Eddie Grant has taken some responsibility. You'll hear from him about that a little bit, but this really isn't all on Terry Wilson. He's got wide receivers and tight ends that are dropping passes. Play calling hasn't necessarily been exactly where it needed to be, especially last week. So now here we're making a transition to Joey Gatewood, who's getting the call as the starting quarterback for today's game. Mark Stoops made the official announcement on Thursday. Stoops said Terry Wilson injured his wrist against Missouri, but he doesn't know when that injury took place in the game. Wilson has missed practice this week, and Gatewood did get some playing time in that game against Missouri. So here's what offensive coordinator Eddie Grant had to say about Gatewood's performance last Saturday.
I thought he was good. He looked comfortable, you know. I liked his eyes in the huddle. He's got a little bit of that Stevie Johnson deal, you know. It just doesn't faze him. He was excited, and I wish, you know, we had a drop ball for the kid. The reads, couple reads that we were just talking about. He could have made 2 reads a little bit different, but he made 2 reads that were really good. So for his first go at it, I was really excited for him, and I'm excited about where he's going right now from yesterday and today.
No doubt about it, he's a gamer, so I know this guy will step up and be big, but he is a running quarterback, but he does run a little bit differently than what Terry Wilson does, so we'll just have to see where this goes. But a big game, a big test for Joey Gatewood.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting against Georgia. Like, that's not an easy thing to do at all, and you're getting thrown in. I feel so bad for Terry, because I don't want him to lose his job this way. Yeah. I want him to get better, the whole thing. We'll see what happens. Eddie Grant also addressed concerns about a real shortage of calls for running back Chris Rodriguez, saying he wants number 24 to get more carries. And Christy, if I heard one thing from fans after the game last week, it was like, why is Chris Rodriguez not getting the ball more?
Well, this is where I say they have to put a lot of this on the shoulders of the coaching staff. This lies with your offensive coordinator and his play calling. You know where your bread is buttered. They had a less than 100 yards rushing. You can't have that. When you're the #1 rushing team in the SEC and this is what you do, this is your bread and butter, you've got to get it to the guy who is a Benny Snell type of running back. We've talked about him on this show over and over again about how rough and tumble he can run. So you got to get it to the guy when you need yardage. Let's go to him. It's working. It has worked. They just didn't go to him last week.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's get a look at today's game day forecast.
LEX 18 meteorologist Emily Goodman is here.
All right, thanks, ladies. It is going to be a beautiful game day outside today. After trending very gloomy and cloudy this past week, we've got a lot of sunshine. Kickoff temperatures will be right around 50 degrees, which is pretty seasonable. That's nice football weather for us. By halftime, we're warming up to 54 degrees, and we'll top out around 56 degrees just in time for the end of the game. Looking absolutely beautiful. Lots of sunshine. Will stay dry, so no need for the umbrellas. Great day for a game day forecast. Also, go Cats.
By the way, I just want to clear something up. Emily is wearing an orange and black dress for Halloween. Yeah. Not a red and black dress for Georgia, just so you know.
Don't tweet us about that, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now, for a couple of reminders for the football season, tune in before every game to hear from Christy and former players Jeremy Jarman and Dusty Bonner for the Don Franklin Countdown to Kickoff show. It airs 2 hours prior to game time on the UK Sports Network, radio affiliates, or through the UK Athletics app.
Every Monday evening, check out the UK Healthcare Mark Stoops Show. That's hosted by none other than Tom Leach, the voice of the Wildcats, of course. It airs at 6 p.m. across the UK Sports Network affiliates and streams live on the Kentucky Football Facebook page. You can also call in and submit questions via Facebook and Twitter. Don't miss it. All right, well, coming up on BBN Game Day, a talk with the man in charge of Kentucky's quarterbacks room.
Yeah, we're going to catch up with Coach Darren Hinshaw about the switch to Joey Gatewood for today's game. Stay with us.
BBN Game Day, presented by Central Bank and sponsored by Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kentucky Select Chevy Dealers, Kroger, Lexington Opera House, and Papa John's.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Kroger app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Kentucky Farm Bureau has been insuring folks for more than 75 years. So, we know Kentucky. Case in point, we know the Happy Birthday song was written by a pair of Kentucky sisters. The whole song lasts only about 15 seconds. Yeah, good thing. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
You're watching BBN Game Day, presented by Central Bank.
Welcome back into the show. Well, of course, the offense is going to look a little different against Georgia today.
Yeah, here's what QB coach Darren Hinshaw told our Keith Farmer about the switch to Joey Gatewood.
We've heard that there is going to be a different quarterback taking that first snap in Saturday's game as we see Joey Gatewood go under center.
Yes, Terry Wilson had a wrist injury during the Missouri game. He played through it, and it swolled up on him. After the game, and he's been rehabbing it this week, and Joey Gatewood will get the nod at starting quarterback this week.
So what have you seen from him this week as he's, prepared to be the starter?
He's gotten a lot more reps than being the backup, so that's really helped him to be able to go. And again, we've got some new plays that we put in every week and be able to run those plays. And as the backup, you don't get to run all the plays. You about have half the reps than the starter does. So it was good for him to get all those reps, and he's done a good job this week. He's completed a lot of his passes. He's getting more and more comfortable back there, and I'm excited to go see him play.
It really seems like he and Terry Wilson are so similar in the way they play the game.
They are. They're very similar. So game plan wise, when we were game planning for Terry, we were always game planning for Joey. So it's a situation where we're going to this week again with similar thoughts, and again we're excited to go see Joey play.
Even Landon said there's no difference back there, for them. It doesn't seem to bother them either way, and they feel confident in either quarterback that would be back there.
Yes, and the one thing, obviously Terry's an older quarterback who's played a lot of SEC games. Joey has not, and there's going to be a learning curve for him as he goes out there against Georgia. They're a great defense, they're a really good team, and he's going to go out there and go, obviously get comfortable early and understand his first start in the SEC, and it's exciting for him. He's excited, and we're looking forward to seeing him play.
Now, at the same time, with Terry being out, I know that's given Bo Allen a chance to get some extra reps in too, being that second man up. So what have you seen from him this week as well?
Well, that increased Bo Allen's reps, obviously. And also Sawyer Smith. So we've been practicing all three of them all week. And Bo's gotten better and better and better all week as far as his reps go, and in him learning the game plan and what happens. I mean, he's one snap away from playing. So we've been preparing with him with the run game, pass game, all the different play actions, our RPOs, all the stuff that we've been doing, and it's been good. And Bo Allen's had a good week.
You guys know it going into a season. This is just kind of one of those unfair positions because you get all the praise and all the scrutiny. How do these guys handle that, and how do you handle them if there is outside noise that makes its way in?
Well, I tell them to ignore the outside noise. Bottom line is as a quarterback, you have success, you can't listen to it either. It goes both ways. You have to be even-keeled. There's no ups and downs. You have to be consistent. That's the number one thing at playing quarterback, especially in the SEC, because we play against so many good defenses. And again, it's a situation where we have some players now that are, Joey hasn't played yet, and we have Bo that hasn't played yet. So again, talking to them about, taking one play at a time. Don't get too high, don't get too low, stay even keeled throughout the whole game, what the situation is. Listen to your coaches, don't listen to media, don't listen to other outside factors. The main thing is focus on what we're doing here at Kentucky.
What do you see has been any of the issues with that quarterback position? I mean, obviously we've seen some drop passes, and I know you're not going to single out the wide receivers, but is there something you're seeing from this position that needs to improve the most, reading defenses, reading the RPO?
Well, yeah, the RPO especially, I mean, that's something we've been very successful at here. When we went to the Citrus Bowl, I mean, Terry, again, was very good at that. And teams have learned to give us different looks, and we got to continue to get better at that part of the game. Our play action, when we do, our run game is very good, but when we fake and we got to go down the field, and we've got to be more accurate. So we've talked about that, and we've worked on that. And, especially this week, I mean, this is Georgia has a very good front seven. And they have a very good secondary. So we've got to do a good job with our RPOs and make good decisions when those opportunities come up.
Everyone keeps saying this is one of the best defenses they've seen. What's it like game planning against this Georgia defense?
You look at what other teams have done and what success that they had against them, and Georgia's really good. Their front is big, strong, physical, and their linebackers can fly around and go make plays, and their front allows them to do that. And then their secondary does a great job of fitting the run, understanding where their run fits are, and then understanding when it's time to go play man-to-man, they make it really hard on the wide receivers. So, again, we've challenged our wide receivers. We got to get off jams. We got to find ways to get them open. And then we've got to be able to throw the ball down the field, and also our quick game and our RPOs, be able to complete the ball and move chains. Very similar like we did against Tennessee. We did a really good job of doing that. We got to continue to do that and build off of it. And then be able to play action pass and be able to get the ball down the field and have some shots down the field. So we've been working at that all week, and we got to continue to get better at that.
It'll sure be interesting. Coming up next on BBN Game Day, remember this guy? I'm going to go one-on-one with Derek Locke.
I love it. The former Kentucky running back reflects on his big game the last time Kentucky beat Georgia as we look ahead to another matchup between the Cats and the Dogs today. We'll be right back.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Before the victory, there's this. The first step. You dig in, work hard, win or lose, try again. Those are big. But it all starts with that first step. And to get there, we come here, to the University of Kentucky, where every moment and every victory is wildly possible.
You're watching BBN Game Day, presented by Central Bank.
Welcome back into the show. Well, Derek Locke is among the former Kentucky football players who know what it's like to get a big win over Georgia. They're few and far between, these guys.
Yeah, I talked with him ahead of today's latest matchup with the Bulldogs. How good is your memory about the last time Kentucky beat Georgia?
Hey, it's pretty good. Between the hedges, I know a little bit. I remember a little bit.
So you had 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, and both of them were receiving touchdowns, even though you were running back. Tell me about one was like 60 yards, I think.
Yeah, one was 60 on a screen. I almost fell. I do remember that. Legs was like super heavy. I made some false step, and I was like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. If I could just stay up and get to the end zone. So yeah, that was the second one. The first one was on like a little, we call it a little angle route. I think we was inside the red zone on that one there on the first one. So two receiving touchdowns for 80 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
But you know what? I looked it up, and I think that's exactly right. And I think you had 80 on the ground as well. So you were kind of all over
carries.
Yes, your memory is pretty good. That is not bad. Do you think this team can do it again?
You know what? You want my honest opinion here. The defense is awesome. I mean, that defense, that's a high-profile SEC defense. I think the defense can contend with any team in the nation. The defense will always give us a chance to win. The offense is going to have to pick it up. That's for sure. I mean, I can't sugarcoat that. If we can get the offense rolling, we can get Terry rolling, and get our running game back to open up the passes, we have a shot. Because the defense is going to give us a shot to win. That's for sure. I've been super impressed. They've been winning me a little money too, so that's great.
Hey, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt. You mentioned the defense. When you were playing, it might not have been the same kind of caliber defense, but you guys had so many weapons on offense. I mean, you played with Randall, who's obviously still in the NFL. You may be the fastest guy that's played here. I don't know for sure, but you're one of, if not the fastest guy that's ever played here.
Yeah, I would say I'm the fastest, but yeah, well, my time there. I mean, I feel like our offense would really give us a chance, but it was, if I'm not mistaken, that game in Georgia, the defense stepped up, made a couple big plays, big stops in the red zone. I believe we had 2 interceptions, one by Shane. I think we had another one by Sam, I think, as well. So my Georgia boys showed up and showed out. So if I'm not mistaken, the first big turnover, a big turnover we had was Marcel Allen on that kickoff. We got that, and then LaRod King with the first touchdown with the one-hander over the top. That just kind of sparked it up and just kind of gave us life, and we just kind of just fought back. So it was a great game.
Yeah, Turtle with the play.
That was a big hit. That was a game changer. That was a momentum switch right there, and that's all our defense needed at that time, was just kind of needed to see that we was going to put some points on the boards, and they stepped up and stopped a really, really good Georgia offense. So
you were part of, these several years under Rich Brooks that really kind of helped turn the Kentucky football program around. Mark Stoops comes in, and it's gone, it's still in the stages of gaining, that national notoriety. But, a couple years ago, they have a 10-win season. Have you been impressed watching your Cats the last couple years?
Oh, man, been super impressed. I don't miss a game. I'm always going to watch it. Even if I'm coaching football with my kids or doing whatever we're doing, I'm always having it on my phone. So I've been super impressed. I mean, they're definitely on the uphill, getting where they need to go. It's like they're taking 2 steps forward and like 1 step back. But just when they mention Kentucky football now, they know it's legit. And just for me being an alumni, I'm a Kentucky boy, through and through, live or die, they win or lose, that's Go Big Blue Nation. So I'm super excited to kind of see the progress that Mark Stoops was able to kind of, build up there. So that's awesome.
Now, do you have 3 little boys?
I have 4.
4 boys. Yeah. And they play football.
Yeah, I have 2 playing football. Actually, both of them just had their last games of the season yesterday. So I had to coach one and miss my oldest boy's game, his 8th grade game. But we still have playoffs, so we're still looking to kind of see what we can do out there. So,
are they going to be
Kentucky,
better than
y'all
Dad?
Check my boys out. They're on the way up.
Are they going to be better than Dad?
I don't know. I'll say they don't have my speed. They are fast. But one thing they can have that I'll never have, they have someone that's been there, that know what it takes to get there. So their football knowledge will be like light years ahead of mine. So I'm hopeful. We'll see. I hope so. That's the plan anyway.
Well, thanks for taking some time to catch up with us today, Derek. We remember your days here very fondly. It sounds like you do too.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Listen, in case you're wondering, Derek's in Oklahoma City. He's from Oklahoma, so he's back there working, raising 4 little boys. I can't imagine.
No, what a great interview. It was a great interview. Great to see him. I think my favorite part of that whole entire interview was when you said, were you the fastest guy? And he was like, I don't know if you were. He's like, yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I love that confidence. He played with that confidence. So good to hear from him. Great to see him doing so well. So what does it take to line up for UK's inside linebackers?
Coach John Summerall talks about that after the break. Stay with us.
More meat ounces means more meat bounces. Get any papadilla like the new double cheeseburger papadilla for just $6. Papa John's.
Just up the road in Erlanger, Kentucky's own playing card company produces 4 billion decks of cards a year. We know because we're Kentucky's insurance company, insuring all sorts of property damage involving your auto and home, but not your house of cards. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Are my eyes playing tricks on me? Or is that a jack-o'-lantern made out of pizza? That's something I want to carve up. Sink your claws into the jack-o'-lantern pizza from Papa John's for just $11. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
You're watching BBN Gameday, presented by Central Bank.
Welcome back to BBN Gameday. Time to focus on the middle part of that Kentucky linebacking core.
Position coach John Summerall shows us what it takes.
I think you have to love football. It's not a game of convenience. It's not a game of comfort. You have to love to put the work in. I care about measurables, height, weight, speed, but at the end of the day, do you see the game? Do you feel the game? Do you like playing the game? Instincts matter. You have to know what you're looking at. You have to get your feet to get you in the right position. We talk about 3 things every day. It's that you have to play with your eyes, you have to play with your feet, and you have to strike people. You know, it's really a good group. I think it starts with DeAndre Square. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He's tough, and that kind of blends into the rest of the group.
Stay with us on BBN Gameday.
Our Coke Play of the Week is next. Stay with us.
It's deck building month. It's toy hauling month. It's explore new ground month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Get $4,500 cash allowance on all 2020 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Kroger app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
For this week's Coke Play of the Week, let's relive one of the few high points from last Saturday. The Cats capped off their best drive of the game when Terry Wilson hit Josh Ali with this beaut, a 26-yard touchdown pass to make it a one-possession game. Joey Gatewood is going to be QB1 this time around. He'll hopefully connect with Ali for a few of those today.
Gonna need it.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of BBN Game Day.
We'll see you again, same time, same place next week. Until then, go Big Blue.
Gameday, presented by Central Bank and sponsored by Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kentucky Select Chevy Dealers, Kroger, Lexington Opera House, and Papa John's.